Hello, this is Overlord Nigel, and I'm here again for a deck check. Now, today's deck check is the Cardfight Vanguard Royal Paladin deck. It's actually one of my personal favourites. So, I apologise if I'm coughing a lot lately. I've got a bit of a cold, can't seem to get rid of it. But anyway, we'll start with our triggers and our starting Vanguard. Now, I start with Bargle. Now, yes, I know Bargle isn't meant to be a starting Vanguard anymore, but no one I play with cares, so I keep it. Now, I've got two Flogels. Now, the main reasons I keep those is because, obviously, to be mixed with Future Knight Louis' effect, which, taking one of these, gets a Buster Blader out for a special ride. I was about to say summon there. Obviously, Future Knight Louis are there. Because 4 criticals is always a good idea in a deck. Plus, because of his effect. Also, Bargle's effect to get one of these two out is always helpful. I normally go for Flogel because obviously Future Knight is better to draw as a card. Now, because I only have 2 stands, I have 6 draws. Again, one thing you'll notice with me is that I'm very draw heavy. I like a good hand. You know, as I said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times probably. The higher the hand, the more options. And obviously, standard issue, 4 healers. You know, no other reason apart from 4 healers. Now, if we go to our first levels, 3 perfect guards. Now, I normally play 2 or 3, depending on what the rest of the deck is doing. There are others like my Spike brothers that don't run any, but again, so it depends on the deck. I find 3 is generally the best. So most of the time I go for 2 because otherwise I just clog up my hand. And obviously, if you're clogging up your hand with cards you can't use, that means you haven't got race for cards you can use. Little Sage, there's Beat Stick, pretty much that's all he's there for. Pongle, I think I'm pronouncing that right. He's there for 2 reasons. A, 7,000 good boost. Also, using his effect, I can get Soul Savior Dragon out. Again, done at the right time. Brilliant. Wingle. Now, this deck is very heavily based around Buster Blade. Very much like Aichi's original deck was. So, obviously, I've got 4 Wingles solely, so I've definitely got at least 1 to boost up a Buster Blade somewhere along the line. 2 Stardust Unicorns. They're pretty much there, so I can get them out and give a quick boost, something that no one was expecting. And I keep Young Pegasus Knight. Now, he's a bit of should I keep it, should I not? His effect is that he gains power when a card is put into Soul. Now, I have 2 or 3 cards on here. Marvel, for example, that puts cards into Soul. So, obviously, if he's about and I do it, it works. If not, he's good for cannon fodder, for guarding. Now, if we go to the grade 2s here, I've got these 2 Beat Sticks here. Now, before anyone asks why I have 2 different cards that are practically identical in stats, it's mostly because it's nice colour. Buster Blade, I have 4 of them. Again, as I said earlier, very Buster Blade heavy. Deck is really, as I'm sure you've seen by now, geared around getting Buster Blade out. Eagle Knight of the Skies. Now, I put him in because while he's weaker than the other 2, the deck is geared around having a full rear guard. Sort of, how do I put this? Right, Royal Paladins are geared around having their allies on the field and helping each other out. So obviously, big thing, big field, full rear guards. He gets his bonus. It's all very pretty. Obviously, if he gets his bonus out, he is more powerful than those as well. Now, High Dog Breeder, they're mostly there to bring out the Pongles, but obviously she can also bring out my Wingles and my Unicorns. So that's a card less in the deck, means more chance of drawing. High draw, again, one of my little love affairs. And Knight of Truth, he's there just going, I'll save you. And yeah, he's there for defence, basically. That's his whole purpose. And now my grey 3s, a very standard issue. My Solitary Knight Glancelot, I can't read, you might be able to tell. Now he's there, A, again, to get out Buster Blader, and B, because if Buster Blader is in the soul, he does get some nice bonuses. No one's going to say no to a ×2 crit. Gigatech Charger, his effect to just pick up a card off the top and put it on a rear guard is always helpful. Can change his strategy without even realising it. Now, Soul Savior Dragon, this is where I tend to find these next two cards are the ones you have to think about when you put them down. Soul Savior Dragon, obviously, if there's enough cards in the Soul, can give 5,000 to 3 cards. Which, can be a game ender if you know what you're doing. Obviously, if you don't know what you're doing, you play it too soon, it isn't all that much help. So you've got to think about that. Now, I play 2, mostly because if something happens to one, I've still got that extra chance of getting the other. And last but not least, King of Knights Alfred. Now, he's there mostly to hit things. As I said earlier, the main idea of the deck is to have a full field of rear guards, so he gets 20k, and there's not a lot that can stand up to 20k without any help. Also, his ability to get cards from the deck that you choose onto the field is very helpful, despite the fact that it's a bit pricey with for 3 cards, but sometimes it can be quite a good saver. Though with this deck I find that generally I don't need to use it. Now, basic playing strategy, using Bargle to get either Flogel and Future Knight Louis out. You get them on the field, you activate Louis' effect, putting them in the soul to get Buster Blader out. Then using Wingull, you put your Buster Blader out, you hit things, you hurt them. While at the same time filling out the rest of your field so that you can then get Future Knight, or King of Knights, sorry, Alfred, and do the big damage. Also, the other strategy that goes with the deck, High Dog Breeder to get out Pongal, Pongal to get out Soul Savior into your hand, and then basically to keep it there until the right moment where you just slap it down and go, final turn. Again, not that complicated. Generally, most of the cards are easy to get. So, hopefully, Royal Paladin might make a comeback one day. I'm personally hoping. So, anyway, enough of my blundering. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's helpful. If you've got any ideas of ways to improve the deck, feel free to comment and I will do what I can to take them into account. Also, if you do enjoy this, please like, fave, and all that lot. And I hope to see you soon.